Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning here today, as usual, once again, to give you guys Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 137 review. Now, of course, the episode link is going to be where? In the box below on Crunchyroll.com. Now, on to the episode at hand. First of all, the episode, when it comes to the basics, the main thing here, when it comes from a story progression standpoint, is simply put, the Zodiac introduction and the character interaction. And then we have the system now in place when it comes to the election itself. And we actually get to see Hisoka and Illumi. They're on another mission. They don't really give a damn about the election, because right now they're focused on what's happening with Killua, Illumi's little brother. And when it comes to the animation, overall pretty good animation. There were no spikes, there were no downs. It was overall flatline, pretty good animation. When it comes to the pacing, they did focus more so on the character interaction and introduction of the Zodiac 12, as well as how they respectively see each other. And the main threats are Jin and Pariston, and for obvious reasons. And let me go start off with that. Jin is clearly intelligent. In fact, you can probably say that he's a genius. How you have 2 days ago, in the flashback, it's showcased that he had a conversation with Beans. And in that conversation, he had predicted the outcome of this meeting between the Zodiac. And he had already set in place his ballot with Beans. And he even took into account the personalities of the Zodiac members, the room itself and the trash can and the notepad, everything. Everything. Jin Freecss is a genius. Whereas his son is, to say the least, a little bit slow. So could you imagine, and I know I'm deviating, but could you imagine, as a father, alright, you have a son or a daughter, whatever, doesn't matter, and they're slow. Like they're walking around the room, hey, Oh, I would hurt, man. Oh, I would hurt, no, I would hurt right here. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to love your kids. Odds are is that you are, because they're your kids. If you're a normal thinking person, if you have some degree of emotions, you're going to wind up loving your kids. However, knowing the future of your children, and again, I'm so deviating, but don't care. Because they are slow, because they're not all there, they're going to have to overcome a lot of hurdles, more so than the average person. And it breaks people, man. It breaks people, okay? So let me leave it at that, all right? Let me just stop right there before I go too deeper, before I offend more people. I'm just saying what the reality is. So, moving on. When it comes to what's going on between Hisoka and Illumi, first of all, Hisoka scouting the competition because he wants to engage in combat. Hisoka loves fighting. This dude, he's a massive pedophile. He has a very twisted and sick personality, but he's a genius and he loves fighting. And right here, he's taking this opportunity to scout the competition. And aside from the Zodiac members who go around his rating system of 77, 80, I forgot what that tiger was called. Yeah, like the tiger, he's someone who obviously is combat based, but regardless of that, he still gets an 80 some odd score, while the sheep guy gets like a 90. So you have the Zodiacs being ranked according to Hisoka, and Hisoka can tell somehow where you lie from a power standpoint. But behind him comes Illumi 95. So right there, what does that mean? That means that according to Hisoka's rating, according to Hisoka's ranking system, the Zodiac are weaker, at least these three Zodiac are weaker than Illumi. Illumi's powerful, don't get me wrong, he is. But, yikes. So, it makes you wonder, where would Zeno and Silva fit on Hisoka's rating system if Illumi is a 95? And he's actually there to meet Jin. Wants to talk to Jin Freecss and see, you know, probably size him up. See how powerful Jin Freecss is, the father of Gon Freecss, because Hisoka has an interest in Gon. We all know about that. Now, the main thing here, though, is that there are two things when it comes to their conversation that's actually very important between Illumi and Hisoka. Number one is that Hisoka missed out. Hisoka, according to Illumi, has been running around chasing Cruolo. And we all know that Hisoka wants a good fight. And Cruolo would give him that good fight, no doubt. But he has been chasing Cruolo this entire time. And he's missed out on the Chimera Ants. Meruem, oh fuck. Meruem is the dude you want to fight if you want a good fight. There's no doubt about it. He's the dude, right? He's that nigga. Problem here is that because he was chasing Cruel like a dog chasing a car, he missed out on this opportunity. And Chairman Otero, actually, he could have fought against him as well. Illumi states that if you had actually taken part of this Chimera Ant extermination mission, you could have fought against Chairman Otero and the Chimera Ants. And the fact that Hisoka himself doesn't actually watch the news is not helping him in this case either. So, point here, he missed out on a good opportunity. And finds out that Gon and Killua, they actually were a part of this mission. And Gon is near death. And according to, and here's the main thing, number two. Apparently, Killua is also near death as well. Now, the reason why ties into Killua's other younger brother. Now, we know that there is Killua, Illumi, there is the bigger guy, I forgot his name, there is Kalto, and then there's another brother. So there's another brother, and we see the picture, and we don't see his face. But thing here is that when Illumi is talking to Hisoka about Killua being on the verge of death, it's not because he himself is suffering from any type of attack or disease. It's because he's going into a very dangerous situation, according to Illumi. And that involves that little brother. So what that's about, we're going to find out next episode. That's clear given the preview of next episode. And what I will say is that Hisoka is probably going to assist Illumi in getting rid of this younger brother. Because Hisoka, again, has an interest in these two young boys, Gon and Killua. And because he has this interest, he's going to preserve them as long as he can, so they can reach the right age, so he can fight them. While this is going on, there's an election. And when it comes to the election, the guys you gotta watch out for are, again, Jin and Pariston. And Pariston, this guy, vice chairman, he likes to manipulate. He makes things very complex, and he tries to, well, actually, when the votes were counted, he got like 37% of the votes. There are 661 hunters. He got 37% of the fucking votes. He won by a landslide. And because they didn't reach that marker of 95%, they're going to do it again. But what I will say is that Jin, he doesn't want to win. Even though it's his rules, he doesn't want to win because he just wants to enjoy himself. That's what Jin's about. According to the Zodiac, Jin is about having fun. He's about doing his thing. And he's going to keep the legacy of Chairman Otero via his own means. So, Jin, very impressive. Very intelligent. Very cunning. But him and Pariston, even though they're extremely intelligent, geniuses if you would, the fact of the matter is that they have different agendas. They have different mindsets. And these mindsets will probably lead to some type of clash later on between the two. So, that being said, seeing the Zodiac for the first time, Cheeto, Monkey, Ox, Dragon, Bird, seeing all of them, seeing Jin Freecss and what he is, what he's like from a personality standpoint. Also seeing Pariston, because Pariston's a big player. He's a big player. So far, he's a massive player. So keep your eye on Pariston. And then at the same time, seeing how we're going back to Hisoka. And it's been a while. The Chimera Ant arc completely deviated from Kurapika and the Phantom Troop and Hisoka. So we're now getting back to Hisoka. And Hisoka is tag team with the Lumi, it looks like, in order to save Killua and Gon. But it ties into Killua's little brother. So how that pans out, we're going to see. So overall, there is a fair amount, actually there is quite a bit, to say the least, of story progression. So in that regards, I'm going to probably give it, yeah, the episode, I'm going to probably give it a rating of a good plus. I'll leave it at that. So King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Have a nice day.